Welcome to the 121st special edition of the Iancast. This is our Christmas New Year's edition where we say absolutely nothing about Christmas or New Year's. I don't know about you, but it's been one hell of a year. Sure glad to be rid of it. Fuck you.
Welcome to the Iancast. This would be episode 121, and while things won't necessarily sound different, they certainly smell different, and that's a result of us cleaning the entire facility here, top to bottom. The studio, the archives,
Merry Christmas,
the vault. It's all a spick and span, and we have replaced a number of horrendous smells with a number of
very tolerable,
bordering on pleasant smells. So that's always a good thing in the workplace for your work environment to smell nice. But on this episode of the Iancast, we want rock, and we don't want it to smell nice. We want it to sound great, and there will be some great sounding rock if the two albums that you listen to, Ian, would be Ace Frehley's Origins Volume 2 and Dungeon Weed with their album Mind Palace of the Mushroom God. Now, Ace Frehley has been on a previous Iancast, and that was when I lauded his Origins Volume 1. This is Origins Volume 2, and it's allegedly going to be followed by an Origins Volume 3. These albums are
covers,
all covers, top to bottom, and this album is like a step below Origins Volume 1, but Origins Volume 1 was a spectacular covers album. This album falls, just slightly below that, but that is likely a result of some of the songs that were chosen, and they were not necessarily covers that I would have chosen for Ace Frehley to do, but then again, Ace Frehley knows a lot more about rock than I do, so we will bow to his superior knowledge. And the songs that he does really well on this album are the following, in my humble opinion. Those would be Good Times, Bad Times, Never in My Life, Space Truckin', Jumpin' Jack Flash, and 30 Days in the Hole. Now, the Good Times, Bad Times is, of course, Led Zeppelin. He does a smokin' cover version of that. Never in My Life is kind of an obscure mountain cover, but as soon as you hear like the opening riff, it sounds like he's channeling Leslie West, and Leslie West is a spectacular guitarist, and Ace Frehley is a spectacular guitarist, and he does a really good version of that. Space Trucking is the classic Deep Purple, and he does a great version of that, and he does the cover of Jumpin' Jack Flash, the Stones classic. He has guest vocals with Lita Ford, and that's not necessarily a combination I would have chosen, and it is not a song that I would have chosen because I've heard it a million times, and
Merry Christmas.
This version is good enough that I would hear it 1,000,001. They do just a scorching version of a Jumpin' Jack Flash, and then of course 30 Days in the Hole, which is I believe Humble Pie, and Steve Marriott. Steve Marriott being dead. Is replaced by Robin Zander, and Robin Zander's a great vocalist, and they do a really good version of 30 Days in the Hole. On the Whole, this album, while I mentioned it's a step low, is one that you should go out and get because it's eclectic. It sounds distinctly Ace Frehley-esque, and anything Ace Frehley-esque is something that you should own because he should not be making rock of this quality as he's approaching 70 years of age. Now, the second of the two albums is a 2020 album, as was Origins Volume 2. But Dungeon Weed and Palace of the Mushroom God is a doom band from Oakland, California. They're a three-piece. I don't know a whole lot about them because I believe this is the only album that they have released, and I believe that they are recording a follow-up as we speak.
Merry Christmas.
But they've got one guy who does the guitar, bass, and synth. They've got a drummer, and then they have somebody, a woman, who is doing background vocals, along with the guy playing guitar, bass, and synth, who is doing the lead vocals. You would only have to listen to the first track, Orcus Immortalis, to know that you are on to something special. It is fantasy-influenced doom of the highest quality. You probably should be dosing yourself on a liberal amount of magic mushrooms.
Merry Christmas.
Before you listen to this album, but I will leave that up to you. And on this, the 121st edition of the Iancast, we will sally you forth with Ace Frehley's Origin Volume 2 and Dungeon Weed's Mind Palace of the Mushroom God, two albums to go track down and listen to on the Iancast.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Well, thanks for listening to episode 121 on this very festive occasion. Hope you have a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a good New Year. And we'll see you on the other side of 2020 in Season 2 of the Iancast. Let's hope 2021 doesn't suck ass.
Old St. Nick's got bourbon breath. It's so cold you could catch your death. A cop sold me some crystal meth. It's a merry fucking Christmas. Everything's so Christmassy. The streets are twinkling with frozen pea. My priest just sat on Santa's knee. It's a merry fucking Christmas. All the kids go to bed each night to dream what Santa brings them. Unless they're Jewish or Muslim or some other
completely valid, respected
religion. Crappy toys flying off the shelves. Midgets dressed up to look like elves. Spread good cheer or burn in hell. It's a merry fucking Christmas. All the kids go to bed each night to dream what Santa brings them. Unless they're Jewish or Muslim or some other
completely valid, respected
religion. Crackling fires to keep me warm. And and my collection of Asian porn. Cradle my bells and work my horn. It's a keep on trucking, last year sucking, midget chucking, slap the puckin'. How much wood could a woodchuck chuckin'? Merry fucking Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Shut up.
Merry Christmas.